Hey guys, Erin here. We are on our way to our final midwife appointment. Yes, you heard correctly. Our final midwife appointment.
Hello everybody, my name is Jeff.
My name is Erin.
And today is going to be a little bit of a different video where I'll end up taking the lead. Joining us is Riley.
Yay.
Today we're going to be talking about healthcare insurance in the age of COVID and how it relates to our pregnancy. What we have seen, I want to share with you.
I will be doing minimal, if any, talking at all because I need to remain calm. I cannot get upset about the situation, and that's why Riley's here, so that I can pet her and just stay off to the side. So you will not be hearing from me much.
Whereas, I guess let me start with what our experiences is. We had 3 different types of insurance throughout this entire time. That's going to be over the past 9-month period. We started off with the Affordable Care Act Marketplace medical care. That was exclusively for Erin. I just chose to go without. The $6,000 deductible on that didn't make sense. Then I moved on up to a better job than I had before, which provided employer-provided medical care, and we successfully onboarded into that. Then things got bad, and the owner of my company fled to his bunker in Montana. Shortly thereafter, we were all laid off. Upon getting laid off, we were offered the chance to do COBRA. That's where you end up paying both sides of your employer-based medical care. To maintain that COBRA coverage for the period of our pregnancy, we mathed it out to be about $18,000. Without the employer paying their portion of that insane bill, it is entirely unsustainable. Then we got onto medi-cal, and we onboarded onto that system, which was actually not that bad. And this is where I need to explain that we live in a 2-tier medical care system, and we were able...
is the name of the birthing center.
Yes, the birthing center that we've been talking about. Early on into the process, we were told that they have had Medicaid, medi-cal customers go on through the process. There are a few administrative steps, the most important of which is a referral from either an OBGYN or a primary care physician, which is a piece of paper where a doctor says, yo, these folks are good. And I am recommending that Erin and Jeff go and attend that facility. That would wipe out the remainder of the fee required for graceful birthing. The people that Graceful referred us to, I asked them very specifically, hey, we are onboarding to medi-cal. We need to know the name of a doctor who has referred to you guys in the past. And they came up with a little bit of a scramble, but our first initial person was the person that they go to for their ultrasounds. On an administrative level, on an ideological level, they do not do medi-cal referrals. They are happy to accept the business that Graceful has kicked on over to them, but they are not going to reciprocate that. I do not want to appear desperate or in dire straits. We are still fine. We are just taking the less preferred option in order to strengthen our financial future.
So I went to my OBGYN, and she was like, listen, I'm not gonna write a referral to that birthing center. I don't respect it. And I was like, whoa, harsh. And that was back in September, so I was like, okay. So I went to the midwife, I went to the birthing center, and I said, hey, who are some OBGYNs who have written referrals for you in the past? And then they gave us the name of this one OB. And I was like, okay, cool. So we started going to this OB, and then she told us I don't write referrals. So we go back to the birthing center, and we're like, well, why would you recommend her when she doesn't write referrals? And they were like, oh, okay, our bad. So then they gave us the name of 3 new OBGYNs who have written referrals for them in the past, right? So we were like, okay, cool. So by the time all of our information for medi-cal went through, that took about 2.5 months. It's a process, y'all. It's a process. So by the time all of the information went through, it was like November, early to mid-November. We could only get an appointment with the new OBGYN that they referred us to until December. She's really high in demand, really popular, you know, considered really good. And we were like, okay. So we didn't have our appointment until December 21st. When we got to our appointment on December 21st, we brought in all our information. We brought in everything. And we said, okay, Dr. Gums, we're ready. And Dr. Gums tells us when we get there, I've never heard of that birthing center. Why would they send you to me, and why would they use my name? I've never worked with them in the past. So lo and behold, they just threw out any doctor's name. They just threw out any doctor's name, and they had never worked with her. They just used her name. And so we went back to the birthing center and we said, hey, this OB has never heard of you. You know, what's up with you using doctors' names who have never heard of you? And they're just like, are you going to pay us or not? And I was like, okay, not. So because of that, I'm like, if they can do something like that, string us along for 3 months, and then in the end say, oh, our bad. That's it. Didn't try to make it right. Didn't try to justify their actions. They were just like, are you going to pay us the money or not? So because of that, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign that we should have been going to the hospital. I have to admit, I've received really good care from the midwives from the beginning of my pregnancy until now. I've received really good care. But this is a huge, huge red flag. And it's, you know, they're criminals. They're criminals. The midwives and the billing center are two separate entities. I do want to point that out. And the midwives have been really great. But this billing center, huge red flag. And I'm like, you know what? Even if something were to go wrong, at least I would be in a hospital. So if they have to do, God forbid, an emergency C-section, care it would be right there. Versus the birthing center, care is not right there. I have to be transferred in an ambulance to the hospital. The hospital's not that far away from the birthing center, but still, a hospital is still a hospital. Even amongst the pandemic, it's still a hospital.
Half mile away is about $2,000.
Yeah, so for us to travel from the birthing center, to the hospital, should that ever have been an issue, it's about $2,200. Yeah, so we are on to our final midwife appointment, and we will be going to our new doctor, Dr. Gums, in about a week. And it really sucks to have to change care providers near the end of your pregnancy, but you know what? Maybe this was the better option. We will update you guys after our appointment.
It's a shame. It's a shame. If we were still in job having times, I would have just eaten the cost. It's very nice, warm, fuzzy feelings, but because medi-cal does not cover it, and because the steps to get medi-cal to cover it were obfuscated by the office, like, it's one of those things. Your first OBGYN can write the referrals to other things. Because they sent us on over to the first medical provider who does not write referrals, if we were to go to any others, it doesn't count because, you know, we made that first one our official. Enticed us with free sonograms and covered geneticist talks and all sorts of nice things. But when it comes time to, like, actually pay for the whole thing, they're like, oh, no, you have to pay for that out of your pocket because that money is better than medi-cal money. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But you know what? It is what it is, and everything happens for a reason, so I'm positive. So, talk to you guys soon. Bye.